Do you want to know more about the Pi network mainnet launch and if it's still worth using? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael and I've been using Pi network for quite a while and I have several videos about it, and recently it finally happened. Pi network launched its mainnet, which is a really great next step in the whole project, and many viewers here on my channel have asked me for more information about it. So in this video, I just want to give an update about it, whether it's still worth using and what you need to consider overall to find out if Pi is the right option for you. And if you decide it's the right option for you, I will also then show you inside the app and show you the next steps you need to take to make the most out of it. So before I log into the Pi app and show you some things you need to set up if you want to continue using Pi, I just wanted to overall explain a little bit about what you need to consider when it comes to Pi. Later I will talk a bit more about the value of Pi and what it might become, because there's a lot of hype going on around that. But what I can say for now is that if you are looking for quick cash here and now, then Pi network is not for you. In general, cryptocurrencies is then not for you, because what you need to do is that when you earn on Pi, it's super easy to earn on Pi. You just click a button, and I will just show you that when we're inside. But that's all it takes. You click a button once a day and then you will mine this Pi. But the thing is, with any cryptocurrencies, whether you earn it for free by mining as you do on Pi, or whether you invest in it, it should be with a long-term mindset, because that's the true potential of different cryptocurrencies. And when it comes to Pi, you need to believe in the project. I personally think it's a great project, but you can read all about that on their website. But it's not something where you will earn quick cash here and now. If you're looking for a couple of dollars to get out here and now, then use sites where you can earn PayPal cash or gift cards and get that out. This is something that you should do because you believe in the long-term potential, and then maybe in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, then you will have built up some really great earnings, but there's no guarantee, and that's what you need to be aware of, especially because Pi is a fairly new project. It's been running for a few years and it has developed a lot, and recently a lot has happened with this mainnet launch. But this was just some general information about Pi network and if it's right for you, because some people just think that they can join, click a button and then get paid in cash tomorrow. That's not what it's about. This is for the long-term potential. Who knows what it then will be worth in a few years. I hope, of course, a lot, because then some of us will definitely be very happy. But that's just to make that clear. So secondly, some really great news about the mainnet launch on Pi network is that they used to say that when they would launch the mainnet, they would not guarantee that you could keep mining and earning these free Pi every single day by clicking a button. But it has now been launched, it is developing, and they make it possible for us to still earn free Pi every single day by clicking a button. And it also looks like that will continue for quite a while. So that's definitely great. So that means you still have the chance to get in. How much you can earn will depend on some of the settings you do inside the app, and I will show you what to consider there and how to do that. But I just wanted to make that clear, because a lot of insecurities have been talked about like this, like, can I still keep earning? Yes, you can anyways for now, and it also looks like you can keep doing that every single day for quite a while. So that's definitely a great thing. And because the mainnet has not been launched, it is also getting closer and closer for us to be able to actually use the Pi we earn for different things. So the third thing I wanted to explain about the mainnet launch before we then log in and show you how to do the different settings is that you do need to understand that the first version, you can call it, of the mainnet is what they call enclosed network. So that means you can still not take your Pi in and out of that network. You can still not like utilize them outside or sell them outside. This is to give everyone the chance to get the KYC done, the identity verification, which is very important that you do once you get the chance. They will let you know inside when you can do that, because without that you will not be able to do anything with your Pi. So you need to make sure to do the KYC, the identity verification, when they ask you to do that. But this is really great that they have made this enclosed network, in my opinion, because that means that it takes time. They have millions of users that need to verify their identity, and they cannot just do it all in a few days, which means the one that got it first would have an advantage to take the Pi outside and maybe sell it, which would potentially affect the value for the rest of us. So this is kind of to ensure the whole network and the stability of it. And that's something we should all appreciate, because if it happens that suddenly it was just released and people start dumping the Pi that earned, it would affect all of us, because the value would just drop and what we would have earned would be worth a lot less. So it's actually important for all of us that people that are engaged, that have earned Pi, understand that this is about creating a long-term project. It's not just about dumping and getting quick cash. If you're looking for quick cash, as I mentioned, then you should not get involved really in cryptocurrencies. It is with a long-term mindset you should do it. And if you do that and everyone work together like that, then the value can potentially grow over time. So this is just what you need to understand. And when they then have done that, they will move over to a more open network. And exactly when that happens, they have not said anything about that yet. It might happen in the middle of 2022. It might be delayed. There are many things about the Pi network that has been delayed, so it might be delayed. It might happen a bit earlier. I cannot say for sure. We just have to wait and see. But these are the basic things to understand about the mainnet launch. But what you then also need to understand is that right now, when you have your earnings, they need to be moved over to the mainnet. So let me log in and show you some settings you need to consider before doing that. But before logging in and showing you that, it would be great if you could just take 1 second to like this video, because it can help it to be seen by more people, and I would definitely appreciate that support. So I have now logged into the Pi app, and as you can see, it is still mining. You can click the button there. Once a day you will get a notification. You just click the button and then you earn. You can see at the top of the screen, it does count continuously. How much you will earn will depend on how many people you have in the security circles, how many people you have invited, and things like this. I have full tutorials about that other places on my channel. I also have left links in the top corner so you can check out more tutorials about Pi and how to earn there. But it's very easy. You just click that button once per day, just in case you do not know that yet, haven't used it. If you're not yet a member, you do need an invitation link to be able to join. I will leave my invitation link in the description below this video, so you can join through that if you want to. That was just quickly to just recap how to earn. And also, if you already have been using Pi for a while, then I would definitely encourage you to take that 1 second to click that button once per day, because if not, you will not build up your earnings, and the more you build up now, the more you potentially can benefit from it later. So it really takes 1 second. So if you have been a member but forgot about it, then now things are really happening. A lot of things are happening inside Pi network. They keep developing, they keep doing things and launching new things. Right now the mainnet has been launched, so now is the time to keep remembering doing that. But that was just one thing. So there are some things you need to do when you're inside to get ready to get your earnings moved over, because they will do that slowly. So some people have already started, other people will come soon. As mentioned, the first thing is to do the KYC, the identity verification. They will tell you inside the app once you can do that. Some people have already done it. There are millions of people using Pi, so it will take some time, but you will be told when it's possible. Then there are some other settings. So let me just go over that. So if you have not already done it, then you need to go in the top corner to the little menu and click that, and then you can see there's some information about the mainnet, and there you can find more information. You can see your unverified balance, and this is the amount. This is, you can say in one sense, it's theoretical earnings, because I have no idea if I will get all of this. I will very likely not get all of it, or guaranteed not get all of it, because I will only get, depending on how many of the people that I have invited also that end up doing the KYC, and there are a few other things. So this is theoretical earnings. That's what you need to understand. This is not what you necessarily will get moved over to mainnet and what you will eventually be able to use and cash out. This is just something like what you have earned potentially, but how much will be moved will depend on all these different things, especially how many of the people that you have invited that end up verifying their identity and becoming active here. So that's just one thing you need to be aware of. And then you have this transferable balance. And this is what you also earn by just clicking the button yourself, but also when people start doing this KYC, more and more will be shown in this transferable balance. So that amount should hopefully keep increasing the more people that do this KYC, and this is what you can then eventually get over to mainnet. So that was just to explain those options there, so you know what the difference is, and that the amount you see inside your app is not necessarily what you will get and why that is. And then there's this Mainnet checklist, and this is very important that you also go through that. It's very easy. They show you here what you need to do. You need to download the Pi browser. You just click and then just follow through it. This is an extra app that you just download that you can use and get access to the wallet. You can create a wallet. You can see inside the browser there also. It really all takes just a few minutes. You just click it and follow it step by step. And these are what you need to do to prepare to move the earnings once you've done the KYC, once people do that, once they make it possible to take it out there. And then you can see the next steps. I'll just jump to the fourth because this is the KYC. This is very important. If you do not do that, no, you cannot take your earnings out. They are very strict. They will make sure that you have not created several accounts to try to earn more and things like this. So if you've cheated, then expect to not get any of your earnings. If you've done everything honestly, it's not a problem. You just verify your identity, and then you will start getting your earnings out. But there was one step I skipped there. This is decide how much Pi you want to lock up, because this is very important to understand. This will affect how much you can keep earning with the mining, because as I mentioned earlier, you will be able to keep earning for now anyways, but there are some different formulas they use to calculate that. So let's look a little bit more at that, because that's something you also need to decide at some point and set up as soon as possible. So once you click that button, you can see the different settings, and you can see there are two options. There's this lockup percentage and the lockup duration. So that means that how much of the earnings that you move to the mainnet, this is talking about that earnings, or those earnings, not necessarily what you have inside your account right now, but what will be moved, then what percentage of that will you lock up. And you can see then this boost rate that will change. So if I move it to 100%, then I'll get a boost rate of 100 there. If I move it down, then it'll be less. And you can see they even have this 200% available. That will be available later, not as of recording this video. And this is something you need to decide yourself. How big a percentage do you want to lock up of the earnings you get over there? But you need to think about this in correlation to also the next option, which is the lockup duration, because you can choose between 2 weeks, as you can see, 6 months, 1 year, and 3 years. Again, it's important to understand that this is a long-term project. This is, as mentioned earlier, not for quick cash. The value of Pi, what it will become, will be affected a lot by how many people that will end up getting involved and locking up the earnings and keep the earnings there instead of just dumping it. That will be a part of creating a sustainable network, and that's what they also try to do here. So the more you log up and the longer you log it, the more you can earn. You can see if I log it for 3 years, you can see my boost rate down here, how much that would be. And if I just do it 1 year, it's a lot less. If I do it 6 months, it's a lot less. 2 weeks, very little there. Personally, what I think is that I do not really know where the project will go. I think it's a great project. I think it's still far out before it will get like huge value, but I will talk more about the value a little bit later. But it is a great project, and I really hope it will succeed, and I would like to support that also. I think 2 weeks, I will not lock it up only for 2 weeks. How big a percentage, I have not quite decided yet, but how I see it is that it's still developing. It's still in a phase where I can't really use it a lot. So I'm planning to log it up for at least 6 months. Very likely I'll probably do it for a year. 3 years, I'm not sure. I might change it. You can change it once in a while to do some of it for 3 years, but I will probably do for now 6 months to a year or so. Percentage wise, probably somewhere between 50. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go to 100. Maybe I'll do with 90. And this is something you kind of have to decide for yourself. But how I see it is 2 weeks doesn't make sense, because that in 2 weeks, as of recording this video anyways, I will still not be able to really use it for anything. So I would rather boost my mining rate and also use this to support the network, to hopefully increase the overall possibility of success for the network and for the project. But this is just my opinion about it. You can make your own choices about how you want to do it, but you do need to think about it a little bit long term and not for quick cash, as I have already mentioned. Once you've done the settings, you just click to save. And this is important to set up, because this is something you need to set up before you will be able to then move your earnings over. So that's just something I wanted to make clear what to consider and how that works. And as mentioned, it will directly affect how much you will be able to earn. You can see the mining rate boost, so how much you will earn. You can see that there they have different calculations if you really want to go in to see how they calculate that. They have all that information. They have an updated white paper. They have a lot of information inside the app now, so you can read all the details if you want to go really into all the details about it. But that's the main things that you do need to set up now and you need to consider. But let's also talk a little bit about the potential value of Pi, because I know there's a lot of hype about that and a lot of questions about that. So let's talk about that next. I'll just close the app and then we can talk about it. So when it comes to the value of Pi, I have mentioned this in previous videos that right now, as of recording this video, it does not as such have a value. It's not yet a launched cryptocurrency that you can take out and that you can exchange to other cryptocurrencies on other networks. The plan is to do that eventually, but they just launched their mainnet in an enclosed network and would develop it from there. So the exact value is still very hard to predict. Nonetheless, a lot of videos here on YouTube hype it and say like, oh, Pi, $100, $10, $3.14, but it's all guesses, to be honest. We do not really know yet because a lot of it will depend on the things that I explained here and how many people that will keep supporting it and how it would develop. So again, I cannot give you an exact value. And I know some people will here say like, oh, why do you say you want to talk about the value when you can't tell us a value? Because I'm being honest with you, because I do not just want to say a random number that most other videos do. They just give a random number and put it in the headline of the video to get views, but it's just not realistic. I'm trying to educate you about what you can really expect, and if you're in it for quick cash, I mentioned it several times, then Pi Network is not for you. It might turn out to be worth many dollars, maybe hundreds, who knows? I cannot say. We can hope. Some projects or cryptocurrencies have started with an extremely low value, and over time of 3 to 5 years, they have increased tremendously in value. So I cannot say, but it might also just end up being worth very little in the long run. This will all depend on how people interact with it, how people decide to use the Pi and all this. What I can say is that it's a serious project. They are developing a lot. It's a really positive step that they have now launched the mainnet. They have a lot of things going on, which definitely talks for the benefits of it and for the long-term potential. But this about giving an exact value, they do not even do that themselves because they know that would not be honest to do. So the exact value is something we still have to wait for, and that's just something you have to accept if you're involved in cryptocurrency projects that are in earlier phases, that you do not really know what it will end up being. But it's free to do it as it is now. It's free to earn these Pi. You click a button once per day, you do these different settings. So in my opinion, I think the project is great, and I hope that it will succeed. I believe in the long-term potential, and therefore I definitely happily will click that button once a day. I will happily log up some of my earnings there to support the whole network. And these are the things you need to consider, not focus on much on, oh, will it reach $1 and can I then take it out and dump it? That's not, that's not how it works. That's not how it will work. Then you should go for other options instead. Cryptocurrencies in general is not a get rich quick scheme or way. In general, some few people might get lucky, but that's not what you should get into cryptocurrencies for. And definitely also Pi is not some kind of get rich quick scheme. Who knows what they will be worth in the future. Hopefully many of us will end up getting a lot of earnings from it, but there is no guarantee. And that's what I wanted to make clear, to really make sure you do this with the right expectations. And I definitely hope this video helped you figure out what to expect, what to do now, and what you need to consider in general. So you just keep using it if you're a member, but do it with the right expectations. Do the things you need to set up, and then just do not get too hung up on when you can take it out. Follow what they post inside the platform. Click the button once a day, and then hopefully it will turn out to be a really great, successful project. And I hope this video helped you, and if it did, then please make sure to hit the like button, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time. It's a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make some extra money on the side online.